Welcome back to our channel, guys, and today's topic is how to draw human figures. Okay, when we draw figures, more than any other subject matter, when we draw the human figure, we tend to ignore what we see and draw only from our imagination. This because the human figure is the most familiar of all subjects, which makes it difficult to approach it without preconceptions. So let's look at the three different types of figure drawing. Drawing with gestures or movement, drawing with contour lines only, and the most difficult is drawing by volume. By volume means you are using now tonal values and shading. Gesture drawing, purpose to capture the pose of a model in the quickest, most economical manner. Okay, so just like you are having a model to draw, use drawing materials, do a series of quick poses, don't be concerned with details. Okay, this is the example of gesture drawing. Don't be so concerned about the shades, the tonal values, the shading. Just focus on the movement, the gestures. See the sample, it is like an entangled hair. It's like this one, but the gestures or movement is there. Have you noticed it, guys? Even though the drawing is not so realistic, but gestures are there. That is called restating lines. Okay, don't erase your lines of mistakes. That will be a guide for you for your drawing soon. To make details for your drawing, but this is the first step on how to draw with gestures. Just go on free with your hand. Okay. Example of gestures that you can work on: sitting, bending, lying, kneeling, etc. Even 30-second poses can capture the essential aspects of a figure. The contour drawing. Okay, this is just like a line drawing. Only the contour line of the figures is the focus. Purpose to become more aware of the outer edges of a form or figures. Okay, use drawing materials. Concentrate on the outside edge of the model or part of the body. Draw only when you are looking at the model. By the way, the good tip on how to draw a good drawing is to have more minutes on looking on the subject than looking at your drawing paper. Okay, example, you are looking at the model. You must spend about 3/4 of a time looking at the model than looking at your drawing paper. Okay, samples for contour drawings. Contour drawings should describe outer and inner contours. Lines may turn inwards to describe fabric, folds, and other details. Lines may change thicknesses to describe deep creases, shadowed areas, or subtle edges. Here is the more advanced in 3 drawings. The volume drawing using masses and tonal values. Purpose to study the forms of the human figure. Use drawing materials, no lines used except for initial light sketch. Did you notice, guys, you cannot notice that there are contour lines, but anyway, there is a very light guidelines or sketch by your pencil, hard pencil. Notice how clothing drapes on the body. Visualize the way the neck, arms, shoulders, hips, legs, joint below the fabric. Use a wide range of values to create depth, form, highlights, shadows, texture. That's what I'm talking about. The use of shade, shadows, texture, tonal values, highlights. So this is volume drawing, the advance of the three kinds of drawings. In the left is a quick sketch. At the right is a more realistic, complete with tonal values, shades and shadows, and highlights. Is a longer drawing. Okay, so you can use colored paper, can add a great medium to tone to the drawing. Add a dark color and light color and let medium value paper do the rest of the work. Okay, did you notice guys? They put chalk or white chalk on highlights to focus on highlights. Okay. Another examples. Contour are based on bone structure of our body and muscle. This drawing is done by Leonardo da Vinci during the Renaissance, 16th century, when he studied the human anatomy, the bones and the muscles. So here we go with studies of your gesture drawing. Make a quick sketch. Okay, and this is cylindrical method, meaning imagine that the part of the body are all cylinder. Okay, poses. Okay, contour drawings, more on lines, more on outside lines of the body. That's the contour. And then later you can work on the inside details. The volume drawings. This is a quick review, guys. So the volume drawing is the most complete of the three kinds of drawings. It is complete with shadow, shade, highlights, tonal values. And some drawing on a tint paper, meaning colored paper with your medium black and white. This is fantastic. I like this one, guys. A very dramatic effect of color. By the way, the artist uses only two colors, the black and white, but the tinted paper give it more dramatic effect. Okay, so let's go to drawing people in perspective, guys. Okay, just pay attention to the details here. This is your vanishing point. You look at a person in a far distance. He became smaller and bigger as he approaches to the watcher or onlooker. Okay, this is how you draw faces on perspective. Placing people in a composition. Example, you are drawing a couple and then the background is a building or a car. That is one example. Example of placing people in composition is that people swimming in the beach. You put the beach as a background to the people. Here is one example of placing a person on a group of figure. Here, this is the initial sketch and this is the final result here in the bottom. Okay guys, for your project for this topic will be drawing your own portrait using hard and soft pencil. Well, that's hard for you. Okay, so here are some tips on how to draw face or faces. Okay, first let's have a glimpse on anatomy of a person. Okay, the muscle goes with the skeletal system, guys. Okay, and this is what it looks at the back. That's anatomy side view of a male and a female. So let's go directly to on how to draw faces. Okay guys. So this is it. Studying the head and the skull or the face and capturing facial features. Okay, this is how you draw the eyes with highlights like a crystal ball, a lips with highlights too, and the nose in different profiles, and the ears. This is contour lines. Okay, so here are profiles of the eyes, the nose. A woman profile is different from men because of the woman eyes with thicker and longer eyebrows or eyelids. Okay guys, just pay attention on the techniques on how to draw first. Here's the step, the second step, and finally the last step. Okay, so in this figure there are only 3 steps. Women in frontal view, men okay in front in side view profile. How about elderly women? These are study guys on how to draw different person with different ages. Elderly man. Take a look at the difference of an elderly man and the younger man. People with different races. Okay, and when you can develop your own style, you can now draw your own portrait. Okay? So later I will assign to you your next project will be drawing your own portrait using a illustration board. Alright guys, and use only soft and hard pencil. You can use a charcoal pencil if you want. So here are some adult proportions of heads, facial features, for lips. Notice the highlights on lips. Okay guys, the smile, how your faces, how you can put smile on your drawings. 3/4 view. The head of a child. A head of a child is somewhat bigger than the body of a child. Matured faces. Okay, so here is a child proportion. The head is bigger and the body is smaller. That's the difference of a child and grown-up adults. How about hands and feet? The clothing. The foreshortening techniques will be discussed sooner, guys. Okay, so let's end up with faces, okay? Right here. And for your project, alright class, here is an example of a portrait drawing done in pencil. And notice the highlights in the eyes. Your eyes will be looking like a crystal. Okay? And the highlights on the nose, on the lips, and on the forehead. So these are the things you observe in your drawings using the pencil with your subject, your own face, or your self-portrait. Okay guys, so what materials you will use? Use illustration board. Okay, illustration board of size 1/4. Okay, 1/4 size of illustration board must be used in your self-portrait. Okay, deadline for that will be on pre-final. This is the other example of a portrait drawing. Notice the eyes. The eyes always is the window to your soul. So render the eyes beautifully. And look at here, the eyebrows and the eyelids. There is details. Okay, and the soft values or tonal values is done in brush. Use brush, or you can use your own finger as a brush, or cotton. Okay, so in furthermore studies, you can research on YouTube on how to do a portrait or self-portrait drawing using pencil. Okay guys, that's all for today, and next week it's gonna be another topic for you. So just work hard on your assignment and projects. Okay, thank you so much, and don't forget to subscribe, like, and make lots of comments in our videos, because your comment is your opinions.